Cybertruck is just getting 3% smaller, so a matter of inches, nothing too major, but Elon Musk gave us some more updated details on what they're doing to the Cybertruck, and I thought it would be fun to kind of dive into them, and thanks to some concepts from Alwinart on Twitter. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but he's a really talented artist, and he also helped redesign the Cybertruck exterior just a little bit to match these updated changes Elon Musk is giving us, because everyone's, bored in quarantine, and they're just kind of pinging him nonstop all day, like, just give us something, anything to work with, and we will be ever so grateful. So he told us that the center line, which at first I wasn't really sure what he meant by that, but after looking at this render from Alwinart, I was able to figure out that meant, the actual line down the side. He's making that a bit more level, which actually does make a bit more sense, as well as lowering the windowsill, so it should mean the interior of the Cybertruck is able to breathe a little bit better than that initial prototype did. And of course, the size shrinking just a tad, which probably makes a lot more sense because, obviously when you're lowering a line to be more level across the board, that means that things are going to shrink a tad bit, though it's not clear if that's going to come at the cost of the bed not being 6.5 feet. Knowing Tesla and how they like to beat their initial tech specs, I'm guessing that the size of the bed isn't actually changing, that if anything, they're just going to slim down on the frunk a little bit so that you can still have all that functionality of the back of the truck, but maybe not have as much of a, gargantuan tank everywhere you're driving. And I think as long as it's minor changes like this, most people are going to be happy with it, because the Cybertruck is rather large. Other than the Tesla Semi, it's pretty much the biggest Tesla vehicle we'll be able to buy once it's available. And the other details he gave us is that it has a completely redesigned adaptive air suspension system. So this is not the same suspension that you currently have with the Model S and X. This is being completely rethought inside and out, and he said that's mainly because they want this thing to be really good at off-roading, which made a bunch of people happy, because imagining the Cybertruck going crazy off-roads and stuff is hilarious and at the same time really cool. So I'm glad to hear that they're prioritizing that. And another pickup truck owner asked Elon if it would be capable of handling, brief interactions with water, and Elon did confirm that similar to previous Teslas, it will be very good at getting through higher levels of water, because of course there's no exhaust pipe, so you don't have to worry about that filling up, and the battery packs in Teslas are water sealed, so it means that they can kind of propel themselves through deep water for a short period of time. Obviously they're not boats that, don't just drive these things into the ocean, but he's saying it'll be able to float for a short while, which is great for people who are into fishing and hunting. So the off-roading capabilities sound like they're going to be amazing with this Cybertruck as well. And just to give you guys a little bit of an update on the demand, I was contacted by a member of the Cybertruck Owners Club who has now detailed that reservations, by their calculations, have exceeded that of well over 622,000. So yes, I'm well aware that a lot of these reservations do not guarantee sales. In fact, the majority of them are probably going to end up being canceled, and it's also because there's a ton of people out there that reserve the Cybertruck in multiple configurations just so that they would be able to pick one once the Cybertruck was ready, because they don't really know what their financial position is going to be by the time the Cybertruck becomes available. But still, even with the low entry point of that reservation cost, that is an insane amount of demand given that the event was just last November, and we've got all of this time before the Cybertruck officially delivers. So keep that in mind about future iterations of the Cybertruck. Just a few months have gone by since the unveiling, but things can still change, little things here and there. I think the fundamental look of that exoskeleton and the fact that it's a very low polygon count vehicle, that's ultimately not going to change. Leveling the center line a bit or widening the back windows a tad, yeah, those are changes that could happen before the production model is officially complete, but ultimately I don't think these changes are going to come at a compromise of the functionality. I think if anything, any design changes being made during this process between, it's been unveiled, people know about it, and us actually getting the production model, they're going to be good changes that help make the vehicle more affordable to produce, and that allows them to keep to their promise of, that eventual $39,000 starting price. But to be honest with you, I've gotten kind of bored at looking at that Cybertruck website so much. They only have so many pictures and videos. I wish Elon could just tweet photos or videos of the new Cybertruck prototypes and how they're tweaking the design a little bit so we can know exactly what they're doing, but I get it, all that stuff's kind of confidential. But either way, that webpage does get a little boring, which is why I wanted to give a shout out to the guy who redesigned it on the Cybertruck Owners Club and gave it kind of a more dynamic look for showcasing the practicality of the Cybertruck. He did a really good job redesigning the website in a more dynamic manner than what it is right now, and I just felt like not enough people were looking at it, so wanted to bring it up in today's video. But yeah, seriously, between people reaching out to me about, these website redesigns and showing me Cybertruck redesigns based on what Elon is telling us about the future of the vehicle, this is exactly exactly what I mean when I say the Cybertruck has a really, really solid fan base and a growing fandom of people that are so on board with all of the practical and real, day-to-day benefits of driving the Cybertruck once it's officially available. And that's why we should absolutely expect this to be the most heavily demanded electric vehicle of all time. It's honestly such a huge shift for Tesla, going from making cars that look sexy and, clean and very, very aerodynamic to suddenly jumping to this. Tesla's moving from, we make practical cars that make a lot of sense for people and they're fast and they're cool, to now, we make post-apocalyptic vehicles that are just tanks that are going to be military grade and probably work on Mars with just a little bit of tinkering. But either way, thank you to everyone who made this video possible. I'll make sure to leave the link so you can find those guys in the description below. Let me know if you guys have any additional thoughts about the Cybertruck redesign. Do you prefer the old look, or are you kind of okay with this design shift? I'm kind of okay with it. Bringing down that center line honestly brings down the bed in the back a little bit, which I think will make loading stuff onto it a bit more obtainable and accessible. But all that good stuff, feel free to hit me up over on Twitter, join my Discord. Love to chat more about it there. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.